What's going on, YouTube? Come back at you with another video. So Supreme McGriff put up an interesting post on Instagram that I wanted to share with you. He's talking about his case. Before I do though, if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, at Hip Hop Classics Daily, all one word, please take a second to do so. So Supreme McGriff put this up. It says, I am writing this second missive to add clarity to my first open letter to President Obama in 2017. Some people misconstrued what my fight is really about. I want to be perfectly clear here. My fight is not about getting out of prison or a pardon. My fight is about my guaranteed constitutional right to testify in my own defense. If denied my right to testify, I must be granted a new trial. Isn't the absolute fact that I never knew the star witness, Terrence Terrell, deserving of an inquiry? Is my truth not even worthy of consideration? Make me drink the bitter cup, but with dignity and my rights respected. If the star witness perjured himself, common sense calls into question the credibility of the entire process. It would have been counterintuitive to go to the trial and not testify, relying solely on the limited skills of an ersatz court-appointed lawyer, David Runke. David Runke has never won a federal trial in over 41 years. It's insanity to rely on that. If I were not going to testify, which was my only defense, I never would have gone to trial. How do we get past that fact? He said, at every stage of this capital death penalty trial, they thwarted all my constitutional rights and denied me the dignity of ever putting one word into the ear of the jury on the public record. A key component of my defense was my testimony. Death was part of the process. I accepted that without fear. The right to testify is not open to interpretation. It is guaranteed and cannot be denied for any reason, except the unlawful exercise of absolute power. What rights have defendants when the powers of a properly constituted government are improperly executed? What does the word guarantee mean? The only way now at this point to obtain justice is to get powerful voices on the outside to speak my truth, not to defend me, but to defend my rights. Who will speak for the rights of the accused, guaranteed by the law and the Constitution? David Runke lied repeatedly in a sworn affidavit, which is proven within the record. Most notably, that he went over all the evidence with me, which is false, and then suggested that I confessed to him my role in a criminal enterprise when the enterprise never existed. It was created by Terrence Terrell, whom I've never met, ever, and don't know. I was very specific and exact on the evidence I described that was withheld from me and I never saw. There's surveillance tape, crime scene photos, fingerprint evidence, autopsy reports, agents' written notes. Runke avoided this specific evidence and never addressed them. He never said he went over these particular items. And Frederick J. Block just covered these lies up and accepted them without ever putting Runke under oath. Defendant now challenges his conviction based upon the ineffectiveness of his trial counsel in contravention of rights guaranteed to him by the Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution. This is not about guilt or innocence, although I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt an even higher standard than the government's beyond a reasonable doubt. This is about America's commitment to its most important founding principles, the guarantee of due process and the right to habeas corpus. If the Constitution stands for anything, you must have a meaningful opportunity to challenge the legal and factual grounds for your detention. If not, you violate the Constitution's guarantee of due process without explanation. Here, Block and Runke did precisely that. They remain unmoved by critical information that proves my actual innocence. I may never, ever get released. I may not ever get released, and I may die in captivity. I've resigned myself to that fate, but I guarantee I will prove my truth, that I was convicted with perjured testimony by the star witness Terrence Terrell and denied a fair trial without my testimony. Time is of the essence. One of my witnesses, whom Terrence Terrell testified about, has already passed away. Justice delayed is justice denied. Listen to the truth, no matter who says it. It's never too late for the truth. This is my fight, and it is eternal. My goal now is to acquire 1 million signatures for my petition for review so I can force those in power to respect and honor my constitutional right to testify in my own defense. Public pressure is the only weapon left available to me, plus the truth. With the advent of the AEDPA, a person with legitimate constitutional claims can be cut off from the process to appeal any further, even though there's absolute proof of innocence. AEDPA is the worst device ever unleashed on citizens in the United States of America. Signed, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. So he is speaking out about his case. Again, he feels like not being allowed to testify is unconstitutional, and it sounds that way to me. Clearly, if this is what he's looking for, is for the opportunity to actually have his constitutional rights protected and used in his favor, I don't see why the government or the court system would try to stop that. It's an interesting situation. I think he definitely deserves that right. Hopefully, there is a petition going around and you sign it. Let me know what you guys think about this situation, though. Hit the like, subscribe, share, leave some feedback. Please ring the notification bell, too, if you're subscribed. Also, take 1 second, hit the link that I'm going to pin as the top comment. It's going to take you to a dope artist out there trying to get his YouTube channel monetized. He's almost there. He only needs a few more subscribers. Please click the link and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. I appreciate you watching, though. Peace.